if you have been playing chess for a while and again was getting like a lot of points, but suddenly it just crashed, like you're losing games back to back and you don't know what to do, how do you actually fix your chess? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. I'm Feeder Master Raheem Glaves, a chess player and coach, and these are the tips which worked for my students and even worked for me, which is why I have my title today. Stay tuned and we're getting right into it. The 5 tips that you guys need to implement. Now, the first one will step on a lot of toes, but you know how I am, guys. I'm going to talk it as is. The bots on chess.com, please, for the love of peace, reduce the amount of times that you're playing against them. If you are winning a lot of games and then you start losing and then you just go panic mode, and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to save some points, but I have to play some games. Let me play against some bots. You don't understand the level of damage you're doing to your psychology. So you have to understand that bots blunder on purpose, guys. So you beating a bot it's not going to change much. If you're starting out and you really can't beat humans, like super beginner, that's a different story. If you can play against humans and actually compete, if you're winning games and then suddenly it just stopped, you could just turn off the rated button. Like there's a button on chess.com. Like if you're losing games, if you're playing rated before, you could just simply go unrated. That's what I'm recommending, guys. And you can get the same level of feedback from actual humans. Don't need to be playing against bots again, which blunder on purpose. If you're at the airport or, like some place where you just want like a game, you could just try unrated, where if you're not so serious, that's what I recommend. Also, please, you see how many times I'm asking? If you're losing at chess, it could just be a case where you have a bad day. You don't have to go overboard and turn it into a bad month. Chess is a brain game. If your mindset isn't there, then you're gonna just tilt all your ratings away. So relax, get everything right and steady. All right, so that's the first one. Now the second one, and this I believe is the most important. The second one is that you need feedback. Now, you need to understand this. When you're winning, most times when you start losing, it's a case where you have stopped doing things that you would have been doing before. Let me say this again. If you were winning a lot before and then you have suddenly tanked, you need to catch some feedback and actually see what you were doing before that you stopped doing. So there are 2 sides to this. If you were playing good before and suddenly your ratings just start doing this all the way down, that's where you can actually do a check. You start to analyze your games. By right, you're supposed to be analyzing every game you play with Stockfish, or like if you have a friend. Chess clubs are extremely good for things like this. Like you get immediate feedback, trash talks, everything is there. If you blunder, persons will tell you that you're terrible. You need feedback to know like what to do. Second thing is that you could actually just be bad at chess. Again, stepping on a lot of toes, guys. If it's a case where you were playing bad before and still winning, then that's what we call destiny, guys. Like you're going to get to the end of the road where you were, headed. So if the chess was bad and you were winning with the bad chess, then you losing is just a result of you playing bad chess. So that I don't want to like go overboard with this, but I hope you guys are like following. Feedback. So you need somebody, like, let's say you have a friend who is a little bit stronger than you. You could let them go through your games to see where you are currently. If you don't have access to a friend or a coach, what you can actually utilize is the same Stockfish, the same engine that everybody has access to on chess.com. It will tell you your accuracy. If you're playing a game and you believe that you're Magnus Carlsen and then you check the accuracy and it tells you 46, 36, 25. Like clearly the chess is not good, guys. Like There is you can actually only get so far playing like that. You can also check your accuracy when you were winning. If you're playing above like 70, 80, if you manage to do that like consistently, your ratings normally goes up. If you are dipping below the 70 or even like the 77% mark, 80% mark, 70 on like there, like 70 to 80, guys. If you're dipping below there for your rating range, that's where you know that you are playing below and bad things start happening to you. I'm gonna go to the next one. Now that's gonna bring us to the third one, and the third one is fix the source. Once you have discovered why you are losing, simply fix it. Now this is it. If you're a super beginner and you blunder a lot, you are basically, not, I don't want to like really use those words, but I'm gonna say it. You are not the best at tactics. So you doing just normal tactics, everything will improve. You could be missing hanging pieces. You could not know what are. You could be missing forks. You could be missing a lot of tactics. So the general thing is, people will just say, do some tactics. Because what? It's mixed up and you could just hammer everything. Like all your tactics are bad. So you doing puzzles, you have to fix something, guys. It's like you go to the gym, you don't have like much structure. But you know that if you lift that weight over there, like some muscle will react, right? That's it. Once you start getting a little bit better, you have to refine it. So the type of puzzles that you're doing, like your weaknesses, you're gonna have to start hammering those. So let's say you're going through the games and let's say you go through 15, 20, and 10 of them, the way in which you're blundering is that you had a missed win, and then you check Stockfish is telling you that you missed a fork, and then you're like, all right, that's just one game. And then you check 3 other games and you missed 3 other forks. Guys, start hammering forks. That is you missing patterns, guys. Chess is a complete representation of your pattern recognition. So ensure that you're just working on the right stuff. So you're fixing the source. If it's a case where you are just losing and it doesn't matter what you're trying, you're looking at Stockfish, you still don't know what to fix, then it could be an information problem. You need to get more information to know what to apply. Either it's a skill issue or an information issue. Find out what it is. But the third one is, again, fix the source, guys. Let's get into the fourth one. If you are interested in 1v1 lessons, you could book through my website. The link is going to be in my description and bio. The next thing is to mark your accuracy. If you're not doing this, big mistake in chess. Your accuracy dictates the level of your play. Now, persons who play high accuracy consistently gains a new level. Let me say this again. If you manage to play at a high accuracy consistently, that's how you get a new level. When I was going up in my career, I just knew that I had to get the title when I started seeing the wins. I'm looking at the games and I'm like, that there's nobody that can actually kick that, It takes some ego as well, doesn't matter, but that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. You can see your gameplay and know what you're capable of. Now, if you're playing 40% and 50% and you're still winning, you know that your game is full of holes. So how do you plan to progress steadily if you basically clog the holes and then progress? Things are normally extremely smooth. So your accuracy is extremely important, guys. Super important. If you are losing games and your accuracy is still high, that is a good loss. You could just have a day or a moment where you're playing against some really strong players at that time. Nothing is wrong with that. If you're losing and you're losing with low accuracy, then you know that it's literally on you. You need to get back to baseline. Watch the accuracy, guys. I've said that 100 times now. Don't watch the rating. Every single student that I've spoken to, there is not a single person. Every single one goes through this. So you guys on YouTube, please ensure that you're watching your accuracy. That is, as a matter of fact, write that down in the book right now. Let's get into the fifth and final one. The final one is to have fun. Now, I'm wondering if this is even the most important one. Now, remember the reason why you even started chess, guys. It's not for like a job. It's not you didn't sign up for a next job, guys. It's just relax. The persons who normally crash out are the persons who play for ratings. If you try to get the level, then things just play out. Like, if you give me an account right now with a 300 rating point elo and I lose the first 3 games, do you think I'm going to be like, oh my god, I can't break 400? Nah. Like, once you have the level, you are going to play a series of games and then you reach the level. I mean, it sounds obvious, but people just don't know. So if you're playing again and you're plateauing, it's just feedback. You're seeing where you actually are. It's like a reality check, you know? If you've been playing for a while and you have been at a rating, that's you. If you are peaking for a while and then just like dipping all it back, that's destiny. You need to just go back to the drawing board, fix. It's just feedback, guys. And remember, chess is a nice sport. Have fun. Learn what you can, apply what you can, and yeah, that's my 2 cents, guys. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this, and see you again another time.